Hi, welcome back to Open Hand Farm. I'm Penny, and today I'm going to share with you something that I found that I think will be useful for me, and perhaps it will be for you too. My daughter had some issues with iron deficiency, and she was put on a very high dose of iron to rebuild the iron in her body. I wondered if that was a good thing to continue on very long. So I decided to start looking at what herbs might have iron in them. In my search, I found several recipes for iron syrup. It's a syrup that you can take daily that is gentle on your body, not like a harsh iron tablet. Of course, let me just preface this by saying I am not an herbalist. I am not a doctor. I just know that I myself have had iron deficiency issues forever. And I don't want to take iron pills because they stop me up, and I just don't like the way I feel when I take them. I don't like to take anything. But I wondered if this would benefit me. It's a syrup that you take 1 tablespoon 1 to 3 times a day. Now, you can get too much iron in your body, so I would like to recommend that you talk to your physician, or if you have an herbalist, that you talk to them first. I just had a visit with my doctor and I came back low on iron. Like I said, I don't want to take iron tablets. I try to supplement my eating to increase the iron in my diet, but I thought I would give this a try also, because this is not like putting actual iron in my body and taking the chance of overdoing it. This is a syrup made of herbs that have their own reason for being in the syrup. Now, before I go into the recipe, I want to talk a little bit about iron deficiency. I will leave the web address of this syrup recipe, as well as all of this information about iron deficiency, in the description box below. The first question is, what causes an iron deficiency? They can come from several different places. Most commonly, it comes from not getting enough iron in your diet. You need to try eating leafy greens and perhaps add some bone broth to your diet if you haven't already. And if you're dealing with a diet-related deficiency, then you also need to make sure that you're able to absorb that iron into your body. And apparently the body needs vitamin C in order to absorb iron into the blood. So make sure that you're getting enough vitamin C or citrus in your diet. Iron deficiency can also come from blood loss, including heavy periods. And if your cycle makes you really tired, it's worth adding some iron-rich foods to your diet. Now, the next question is, should you take an iron supplement? And the short answer that they give is probably not. Studies have shown that too much iron in your blood can be detrimental to your health, and pure iron supplements can tip you over the edge if you're not careful. The approach of using the syrup is a gentler, safer option for your body over time. For most people, though, a change in diet can help with iron deficiency, but for pregnant women, women with heavy cycles, and some particularly deficient people, it's suggested that a regular dose of this syrup would be very beneficial. The next question is, what does iron do for the body? Why do we need iron? Iron is found in every cell and is an essential component of the creation of blood. It is a main component in the protein hemoglobin, which helps to carry oxygen to our organs and our tissues. In our muscles, it helps to accept, store, transport, and release oxygen when we need it, which is all the time. So, what are the symptoms of iron deficiency? Well, it can masquerade as a lot of issues. The most common symptoms are general fatigue, weakness, cold hands and feet, and severe muscle pain. Some other symptoms to look for are regular headaches or lightheadedness, a loss of appetite, or not feeling satisfied after meals. Chewing ice is a strange but accurate way to identify an iron deficiency. That's strange. I don't understand that, but apparently it's a thing. So this tonic has a name. It's called the BHC Herbal Iron Woman Tonic Syrup. And it comes from the Berkeley Herbal Center Foundation and a class that they teach. This syrup is great for increasing iron levels and improves the health of the organs that transport blood, absorb iron, and remove waste. So it helps with the liver, the kidneys, and the digestive system. So I never knew that iron was so important and played such a large part in my whole body. I just thought it was like hair and nails and bones. You know, my hair is kind of thin, so I need to take iron, or my nails are brittle, so I need to take iron. I had no idea how important this was. So over the past years that I have been low in iron, I've just been letting it go. You guys, I'm not proud of that now. Now that I know how important that iron is, and I have to say that I have been having a lot of back spasms in my muscles, and now I'm wondering if it's because I need iron. So I'm going to make this syrup. I'm going to take it, and I'll let you know if my back muscles get better. There are 6 herbs in this syrup, and I want to break down what part each herb plays in this syrup. The first one is nettle leaf. Nettle is high in iron, vitamin C, and other trace minerals. Yellow dock root is bitter, known as a blood and liver tonic, and great for the digestive system. Dandelion root is a well-known liver tonic, specific to improving the health of the liver's ability to cleanse blood. This herbal ally is also very nutritive for the body. Burdock root is another root here to support the liver and kidneys in their actions. This ally is helpful for clearing heat and balancing blood sugar. Astragalus root is an adaptogen helping with fatigue and stimulating blood building and kidney circulation. Rose hips are very high in vitamin C and mucilages. They add a higher healing vibration to your syrup and make it easier for your body to absorb the nutrients from all of the herbs. And of course, it also contains water, which is life. And the water will pull all of the amazing nutrients from the herbs to help flush our liver and kidneys. Then we also add blackstrap molasses. Molasses is dark and iron rich in its own right. It is added predominantly for the strong flavor that blends well with all the bitter herbs from this recipe. Well, let's get started. I'm going to be making a single recipe. I have a few friends that also want to try this, so I will be sharing with them because the amount of water used in this is 8 cups. So I think that'll get us by at least for a little bit to see if we feel like it's really gonna help. Okay, I've got all of my supplies that I need here. And the first ingredient is nettles. And I already have those in a jar because I make nettle tea a lot, or nettle infusions. So I need 3. Actually, I need to put this back in the jar because the nettle is added at the end after everything else has boiled. The next item is yellow dock root. I had to order all of these because I didn't have a lot of them, but now I do. So it's added to my apothecary. I still need to go to Lilac Lane and get some jars to put my items in. I'm gonna smell all these. Ooh, that one's interesting. Okay, 1 tablespoon of yellow dock root. So with the nettle, everything else is a root or is hard. So like even the rose hips are hard. So maybe that's why it goes in last. Okay, dandelion root. We need 1 tablespoon of dandelion root. It's kind of pretty. It's all different colors of brown. Smells like dandelion. Kind of earthy. Okay, this one doesn't have a zipper, so I like to tape these closed until I can get my jars to store them in. Next is burdock root. Kind of looks like dandelion root, and that's 1 tablespoon of burdock root. I have a friend that has burdock outside her front porch, and I had never heard of it before, and she was telling me about it, and it's really good for burns, but their leaves can grow just huge, like feet big, really big. Next is astragalus root. Now this is an interesting one. I put this, oh, this one has a zip. I put this in with my elderberry syrup because it is really good at helping the immune system. Now, I can't really measure this into a tablespoon because this is how it usually comes. I do have some that was kind of shredded, but let me tell you, I have tried to shred this. I've tried to put it in my food processor. I have tried to soak it and then shred it. I ended up like pulling it apart with my fingers because I wanted to feed it to my chickens. And then I finally had to break down and get a bag that is already shredded. So I'm just gonna throw, this is a tablespoon. I think that'll do it. And then we have the rose hips. I really want to smell this one. It does not smell like roses, but it looks really cool. Look at this. It looks like dried raisins or something. So I need 2 tablespoons of rose hips. 1, 2. Tape this one. So the 2 ingredients not going in yet are my blackstrap molasses that is unsulfured and organic, and my nettles. So we need to add our water. Okay, so that's 8 cups of water, and then all of the herbs except for the nettle and no blackstrap molasses. So I'm gonna get these on the stove, and we are going to heat this on low simmer for 30 minutes to an hour uncovered, stirring occasionally. We do not bring it to a full boil. but keep it at a simmer. It's just enough simmer to kind of keep things moving around. There's a lot of steam, but it's definitely not boiling. Okay, it's been simmering for an hour. The recipe said anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour. So I went ahead and went the full hour. Okay, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of nettle. And 1 cup of molasses. And I have to say, I think this is kind of weird that I'm putting a sweet substance in here before I strain it all out. But that's what they said to do, so I'm gonna do it. Okay. Let's get all this out of here. I have a couple of friends who have fought with iron deficiency their whole life, apparently, and was very interested in learning about this. And then I have another friend who is doing chemotherapy, and she is very low in iron right now too. So they all want to try this. Okay, I'm gonna mix it all together and I'm just gonna let it sit and cool. I have a daughter that likes to get kombucha in these dark amber jars from Aldi. And I told her just to keep them, and I took the label off of them and they clean up very nicely. Now this amber jar I bought off of Amazon, and they are basically the same. So I really like that. I'm going to store this in these jars after it cools. Okay, I'm going to start out just dipping it in, I think, so that I can get all the bits and pieces out. If it gets too full, I can just dump them. I'm going to dump this. Okay, let's try pouring and see what it does. Kind of squeezing it out as I go. All right, let's get the rest of this in here. I'll keep the astragalus root out a little bit so I can push it better. All right. It definitely smells like molasses. Kind of clean up some of my mess. Okay, and here's my jars. Oh dear. Making a big old mess, guys. Okay, this was a bad idea to pour it out of this jar. Gonna add it to a pitcher and try that. One more. All right, this one is almost full. I think I'm gonna fit it in these 3 jars. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to or not. So let me just see here. Without overflowing them would be nice. Okay. All right, this I'm gonna pour in a glass and taste it. Okay, I can do that every day, I think. We'll see how it goes. So the dosage of this is 1 to 3 tablespoons every day. I'm gonna start with 1 and see if I can tell any difference. If I can't, I'll go to 2. And again, this is not a full iron tablet type situation. This is a conglomeration of different herbs helping to do different things in your body that helps to build iron. So also remember, check with your doctor if you have medications that you're on or health issues to make sure that it is a safe thing for you to use. Well, thanks a lot for coming along, and I will let you know as I take this if I can tell any difference. And I will let my friends let us know too, so that we have 3 people trying it out, see what we think. So until next time, blessings on you and yours.